Hello. I wanted to make this video after seeing this post from Freya. Before I start, I want to be clear that I don't know that much about music theory at all. What I do know is something I learned from this creator who helped me a lot understand how to play on the piano, or who helped me understand how to play better on the piano. I'm still relatively new to it, so I might get some stuff wrong, but this should hopefully provide a basic framework to start getting into music theory rather than just approaching it all full force like sheet music and theory, and you don't need that to get started. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible to hopefully make it as simple as possible. All you really need to learn are scales, and the scales are relatively simple. Basically, each note, there are steps. So like, for example, that's a half step, that's a whole step, that's also a half step, that's a half step, half, whole, right? A major scale goes whole, half, whole, half. So if we start at C, it's half, whole. So whole, half, whole, half. That's all it really comes down to. And you can start at any key and do this. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you might have heard like third or fifth, right? Third or fifth. So for example, if you start at D, it's whole, half, whole, half. So okay, so, and then every chord is basically the third and fifth. So if on C, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay. Is that right? It's not right, so. Right. One of my favorites is B, I think. Because it's basically all of the black notes and those three. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully you understand my point that like start at any note, whole, half, whole, half for major scales. So like E, whole, half. Right, C, D, E, E. Oh yeah, this is the one I know, it's E. That's the whole scale. So starting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seventh, you hear how that's like different? It's like very different. It's called diminished apparently. And we don't need to worry about diminished right now because I haven't gotten to that point personally as well. And that's really it. Like, that's all you really need to get started. And I think if you work from here and go forward, it will make more sense. Like, this is just a basic foundation of what we think sounds good. And then we have all of these concepts on top of that, right? Like trying to learn music theory top down is like trying to learn basic math by starting with calculus or linear algebra. Like you don't do that, right? You start bottom up. So in this case, this is bottom up. And C is the simplest, right? Diminished. 7th, I think. It's like really easy to make really good music if you just like... Wait. But there's anything you can do, and the nice thing about the scale, especially if you get a piano like this, you can just like screw around, be like... Let's say that I go into Ableton. So let's say... Okay. Okay. So that's just me, or that's just me screwing around with the chord progression and seeing what I come up with. But yeah, so I created a very basic scale here for a chord progression, right? So you don't need to know anything about that other than it's in the key of E, because I made it in the key of E by using this scale. Right? But now we know if it's in the key of E, right? I can do anything in there on top of it. So if I were to find another instrument, that was me just riffing, right? Like I mean, it's super simple. But that's like the basis of it. You sit here and you just mess around with it. Right? And that's all soloing is you just kind of go up and down the scale and you're just like... Right? So if I find an even better... If I find an even better instrument... It also, like, it'll also depend on what notes are currently playing, which sounds good. But, like, the point here is now you have a foundation to experiment with. It doesn't matter if you know music theory or not, right? All you know is... That's all you need, right? The scale of whatever it is. Minor is the same thing. I haven't explored minor yet, but minor is basically the same thing, except you're shifting it over 2 notes. Don't be confused by me saying that. Minor has its own thing. It has its own scale. C minor scale is this. Right? And in this case, it's whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. But if you think about it, when I say 2 steps over, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So technically, the C minor scale is just the E flat scale, major scale, shifted over 2 notes, so it sounds minor. right? And this is why music is also confusing, because it's all relative. The guy I was watching, who again I'll show here, that it was this person. Every time between we changing scales, so like if we did E major, right? So if we go to C, it's not immediately obvious which key you're in. It depends. Some of them are more tricky than others, but basically, if that's E, we would reset our ears and then go, right? So yeah, that's music theory in a nutshell. Like, you start on a note and you have the progression. Like, that's all it. So it's F. And that's the other thing. Nice thing is, like, some of these are pretty simple. Like F is just a C, but with this. So, and then you can. There you go. I figured it out. I never practiced F before, right? So buy yourself one of these or anything like it. This was like $100 or something, and then Ableton comes with the small version of Ableton comes with it. Right. I don't know what key that is, but if we explore, it's these keys and these keys. So it's E again, right? Is it? I don't think so, actually. Because we have... So this is a whole step, which means we know it's not at the end. There's the half. So whole, half. So now that we know that pattern, if we just go whole... Well, actually, no, we're already there. It's this key. This key is C, D, E, F, G, A. This is the key of A. So these are in the key of A, right? So if we start on A, whole, half, right? So whole, half, whole, half. I remember practicing this one. And then... Does that sound familiar? I think that's it, yeah. No, it's not it. Because this key is not part of it, right? So this is A. So the one below is these two notes plus... There it is. There we go. There we go. We figured it out using the scale. So A scale. There we go. And yeah, like, it took me a minute to like figure it out, but like, I never really practiced. I mean, I practiced the A scale a little bit, but like, ugh. And there are a couple like normal hand patterns that you're used to. So like, this is one, and those are common ones. This one and this one, right? And the other ones are kind of odd, but so like, once you get deeper into music theory, there are things like, there's concepts like leaving home or returning home, or you're on a journey. Like, those are just feelings you get from these types of notes, and those feelings are pretty similar across humans, I believe, or something. So like this has minor, like a little bit of suspense, right? Because it's like, right, that's home, right? So like you would typically use this one as like a third or a fourth note or chord in a sequence, because you're like, this is gloomy, right? Like, all that sort of stuff. Those are things you build on as you get further into music theory. And I don't even think you need the crazy stuff like major seventh. I mean, that all that stuff comes naturally. Because major seventh is really just 3, 5. That's seventh, I think. Yeah. This is a major seventh, I think. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But you're just adding more of the same notes. I don't know. I feel like this stuff is pretty straightforward. It just requires practice. And then once you get really good at this, it like just kind of works itself out. And then once you get to that point and you learn like face and what is it? FACE, the scale, right? I know face are like the gap notes or something. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've done music theory, but like, or machine music, but like all of that is just a representation of, right? Like, you don't need to overcomplicate it. So if you're just trying to like learn, I don't know, Freya, exactly what you are trying to do, but if you're just trying to like make music for your game or like make things for whatever, like you don't need to go that crazy. You just need, right? And you'll figure it out. Hopefully this video wasn't too rambly or all over the place, but hopefully I can just show the concept. Like, again, this person that I watched had an incredible, like, it's about an hour and a half total, I think, of stuff, but sitting with them and like sitting with my keyboard and following along and like just pausing and like going back and just thinking about it, it just really helped me understand there's music. I can shut out music now. Yay. It helped me understand those basics so I can build on them. And like, you can do anything now. Like, you can go find a random song and remake it, like I did with this. It sounds not like, you know, the more time you spend on something, just like anything, you'll be able to craft it and refine it into like a better music. But I can like do the basics of music now, and it's super cool. I can express myself, right? Like, that's all you need. You don't need to go crazy on music theory. Anyway, hopefully this helped. If you're not Freya and you're watching this video, please consider subscribing. Unless, Freya, you want to subscribe too, that'd be cool. Or like it as well, or dislike it if you hate my face. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for watching.